The head of the American technology company Tesla, Elon Musk, has surpassed Amazon founder Jeff Bezos to become the world's richest person. After a rise in the stock price of the electric car company, the total net worth of the owner of Tesla and SpaceX has surpassed $185 billion. So what is the secret to his success? A few years ago, I had a nearly 1-hour discussion with him on this very topic. Now that he has reached another milestone, we have decided to share this interview with you. Let's hear from Elon Musk himself about the secrets to success in any business. 1. Don't just think about making money. Elon Musk is not against people who want to make money. He says, chase wealth, but make sure it's done ethically and in a good way. However, he insists that money is not what motivates him to move forward. This principle reflects the core philosophy of how Musk approaches business. In a 2014 interview, when asked about his wealth, Musk said, "I don't really know how rich I am. It's not like there's a pile of cash somewhere. It's just that I have a certain number of votes in Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City, and those votes hold value in the market." 2. Follow your passion. Elon Musk believes that the key to success is to work on something you are passionate about. His dream of colonizing Mars is a perfect example of this. He told me, "You want to make the future better. For that, you have to do new and exciting things that improve life." Take SpaceX, for example. Musk founded the company because he was frustrated that the US space program was not as ambitious as it should be. He expected that humans would have gone beyond Earth by now, reaching Mars, establishing a base on the Moon, and launching regular space flights. When that didn't happen, he came up with the Mars Oasis mission, an idea to send a small greenhouse to Mars to rekindle public enthusiasm for space exploration and push the US government to increase NASA's budget. As he thought more about space travel, he realized that the problem wasn't lack of desire, but lack of guidance and resources. Space technology was unimaginably expensive, and that's how the world's cheapest rocket launch business was born. 3. Don't be afraid to think big. One of the most fascinating things about Musk's businesses is how fearless he is. He wants to revolutionize the car industry. He dreams of building a human colony on Mars. He envisions high-speed trains in vacuum tunnels. He aims to merge artificial intelligence with the human brain. He wants to advance the solar energy and battery industries. All of these projects sound like science fiction, straight out of an
Kids magazine. His tunneling business is literally called The Boring Company. Musk openly acknowledges that the books and movies he read during his childhood in South Africa had a profound impact on him. His third piece of business advice is, don't back down. According to him, most companies lack ambition. He says, if you're a CEO of a large company and you make small improvements, but they take longer than expected and don't work out, no one will blame you. You can just say it was the supplier's fault. But if you're bold and try something truly revolutionary, and it fails, you'll probably be fired. This, Musk argues, is why most companies focus on minor product improvements instead of daring to create something completely new. For Musk, 2 things are most important: accelerating the transition away from fossil fuels. He questions the wisdom of continuing to extract oil and gas from fields that haven't been touched since the Cambrian era. Is this really the smart thing to do? He asks. Ensuring humanity's survival by becoming a multi-planetary species. As I said, think big. 4. Be ready to take risks. This one is obvious. To succeed in any business, you must be willing to take risks. But Musk has taken more risks than most. By 2002, he had sold his stakes in his first 2 businesses, Zip2, an internet city guide, and PayPal, an online payments company. At the time, he was only 30 years old and had about $200 million in his bank account. His plan was to invest half of his wealth into business ventures and keep the other half as savings. But things don't always go as planned. When I met him, he was emerging from one of the darkest times in his career. His new companies faced severe challenges. SpaceX's first 3 launches had failed, and Tesla was struggling with production, supply chain, and design issues. Then came the financial crisis. Musk had to decide. I could either keep my money safe and watch my companies die, or I could invest everything I had and hope for a chance. He kept investing, and at one point he was so broke that he had to borrow money from friends to cover his daily expenses. Did the possibility of going bankrupt scare him? He says, "Not really. My kids might have to go to public school, and that's fine. I went to a public school myself." 5. Ignore the critics. One thing that shocked Musk and still bothers him is how happy his critics were when he faced failures. He says, "There were multiple blog sites dedicated to tracking Tesla's downfall. I suggested that perhaps people wanted to see him fail because they perceived his ambitions as arrogance. He rejected that idea. If we had claimed that we were definitely going to succeed, then that would be arrogant. But we simply said that we want to do this and will try our best." And that leads to Musk's next piece of business advice: ignore the critics. When he was starting SpaceX and Tesla, even he wasn't sure if they would ever make money. And, to be honest, neither did anyone else. But he ignored the doubters and kept moving forward. Why? Because Musk defines his success not by how much money he makes, but by how many important problems he solves. That kind of thinking makes him incredibly free. If one of his major projects fails, he doesn't worry about looking foolish or how much money he has lost. Instead, he focuses on his bigger mission. That makes decision-making much easier because he can focus on what truly matters. And it seems like the market loves his work. In October, investment bank Morgan Stanley valued SpaceX at $100 billion. SpaceX has completely transformed the economics of space travel. But Musk's biggest source of pride is how his company revitalized America's space program. Last year, his Crew Dragon rocket transported 6 astronauts to the International Space Station, the first manned space mission launched from American soil since the retirement of space shuttles in 2011. 6. Enjoy life. Follow these tips, get a little lucky, and you could become insanely rich and famous. At that point, you might start stepping out of your shell. Musk is known for his workaholic tendencies, once boasting that he worked 120-hour weeks to keep Tesla Model 3 production on track. But lately, he seems to be enjoying life more. And these days, his circle of friends includes some of the biggest names. He's even been spending time with Donald Trump,